You see when there's like, especially in hurricane season, right? You'll see these depictions of the globe with the hurricane, and it's like the proportion of what they show compared to the landmass is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, just look at this. Like, this is supposedly the edge of the curve, and this is Barcelona, Spain, which is relatively landmass, a tiny piece, but like the way it's just not right. And they use all sorts of trickery, not only green screen, like this is
a view from nowhere
in a studio somewhere.
Yeah.
This artifact, which could have just as easily, I mean, look at what you're seeing. Like, this could be a video game. They've got better looking stuff in video games, honestly. We talked about video games in several of our past episodes.
And the alleged speed, 18,000 miles an hour or something.
Like,
it's ridiculous.
They would have you believe that this is the true orbit speed. Look, it even says it. Traveling around 17,500 orbit the Earth every 90 minutes.
And it's like, oh, we don't go back to the moon, but the International Space Station goes the equivalent of the moon and back in every single day.
Right.
It's like, this is
the distance fiction. Travel, like with the circle of different national flags, and it's all hocus pocus magic, like visualization. It just looks like it's crap. It's crap.
And Musk is he came out recently. He was like,
oh yeah, we definitely went to the moon several times, and
well, the reason
we're definitely going to try and go back, and we're going to do everything we can to get real intergalactic travel going on. It's like
the reason
the
reason I brought it up, the intro up, is because part of the intro is this footage from the Tesla PR stunt.
Exactly.
That Musk did.
Yeah.
Tying back to this ISS visualization that they keep giving us of the purported globe, right? So they launched this Tesla with a little dummy in there, and it says if you can see here where my mouse is, the little GPS console TV that they've got, it says "Don't panic." Don't panic. What does that mean? Why is that there? Don't panic. That was intentional, guys. Don't panic. Don't panic.
You can tell how real it is by how fake it looks.
Well, yeah. So it's like when he says that, it's kind of like, shh.
Yeah.
Don't panic. Like,
right.
It's fake. It's fake, but we're gonna do this anyways.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing.
But his a huge percentage of his wealth is based on the supposed efficacious value of SpaceX, which is an obvious farce company.
And there are a lot of companies that are like, they are distributing legitimate dollars to employees for sales that they are making, and other jobs that they're performing to facilitate the sales and support the sales, but they are not profitable companies. You look at Uber, you look at Salesforce, you look at, some of these companies are taking out huge loans to buy these huge skyscrapers or build these huge skyscrapers, but they're not cash flow positive. They're living off of venture capital money or other investors, partners' money, for the purported future growth, and it's just, yeah. So anyways, we put him in there because we sprinkled in the intro all sorts of different allusions to different themes. Like, we pulled some footage from Geostorm, where again you see the globe CGI depiction, but this time what's orbiting are these killer satellites that deploy nanobots or
bombs,
drones and bombs and stuff to control the weather.
Deep dive inquiry.
oh, they're dropping it into a hurricane. I don't know, to ostensibly what?
Break it up a little bit.
To break it up or to accelerate it, you know.
Right.
And that's another theme that we knew we were wanting to cover from the beginning. That's why it's in the intro. Likewise, you know, not only the what are we living on? You know,
The realm.
before you start addressing all these issues, where are you? You know, what's going on? But I think that Tesla Musk thing, it's a perfect intersection of like the problem we have with, yeah, like you said, the hero figures who also happen to be sort of like multi-billionaire corporate types.
Right. Well, we've gotten regimented to look up to billionaire superheroes through the comic book sham. You know,
Well,
Batman and Iron Man. These are, you know, Playboy billionaires.
I'll
who,
probably
you know,
produce a 3.0 version of this intro, and I will pull in clips from Elysium.
right.
Because Elysium, which is another Hollywood sort of boilerplate movie, you know, revelation of the method type depiction, they really expose themselves a lot, not just for what's going on now, but what's going to go on in the future. And I think a lot of the themes that you see in Elysium tie right into exactly what this is, the whole launching of a luxury vehicle with a, you know, like,
Right.
it's all you know, and then the whole space tourism stuff, which we've covered in previous shows with, you know, like the relative of Jeff Bezos, yeah, like orgasming as she blasts off in this space dick. Like, it's just so in your face. It's almost like slapping you in the face with a penis, you know, like, hey, you're my bitch, you know, like, we get to go see this orgasmic view of the earth, and we get to have this amazing, you know, it's ridiculous. So thank you so much for holding caller from 919 area code, and holding for 49 minutes. We really appreciate you tuning in and holding for such a long time. We're gonna announce here, how about a 250 T-Fuel reward for holding and participating in the Zetetic Newscast, the first next generation news network powered by the Theta Network, and you know, where we proceed by inquiry. I'm gonna bring you into the show. Hopefully you can hear me and we can hear you. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, for your privacy and protection, you know, nothing we say is financial advice, legal advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only. And I would ask you not to share your last name or your slave surveillance number, certainly not the last 4 digits, or anything close to your address. So what should we call you, and how did you learn about Zetetic.news?
Well, you could have my full name. It is James Iredell.
All right,
yes, James. I know that.
What's up?
I know. What's up? How you doing? Thanks for joining.
Pretty good. Yeah, getting some stuff done. Listening on speakerphone while I'm getting stuff done. Just I won't keep you long. With the DEI, it's something I think I had shared on the Telegram channel. I had forgot, this is all part and parcel of Agenda 21, so when you understand that Agenda 21 is designed to disintegrate society, it all makes perfect sense. I mean, you see it with building code. The people that go to school and then write code, I think, I don't know, I could be wrong, I think there's like 200 people, I could be wrong, in the city of Raleigh alone that write code, and that just makes it more and more difficult to, build, to make any additions to the house. So they wouldn't tell them in school, well, you're going to incrementally eliminate any rights that anyone has to private property. So, they're under mind control. You say compartmentalized age, they like that phrase, that they think they're doing well. But I mean, what difference will it make if you own a home and then in the future it costs $15,000 for the ceiling fan? It's the same thing with DEI. Is that the people at the top know. A lot of other people are classic useful idiots, and they're not thinking about the logical consequences that everything they're doing is destructive. I think that was most dramatically illustrated with the last Supreme Court Justice nominee. She was asked, on the Senate floor, what's a woman? She couldn't say. Now, think about it. How can you possibly defend women's rights if you can't define a woman? It's beyond absurd. If this is precisely what they want, is to destroy society. Nothing like the birthing center. What probably happened there, could be wrong, is that it was one of two ways. Either that person got on the board or whatever, and it was stealth, or there's other people, and they made a conscious decision to say, okay, well now we're going to go in the direction of destruction. So it's either one or the other. Probably it sounds like you're saying it's developed. But this is all designed to bring society down, and it's working, and it's sad. You talk about the media. People will always think whether they vote or not. A lot of people think, well, people in government, they're not really evil. They just make mistakes. Everything's always just a mistake. 9/11, you have all these intelligence agencies, and it was just a bad hair day for NORAD and the CIA and the NSA, and then no one gets fired and no one gets promoted. It was just a bad hair day for everyone, and it goes on and on and on. You talk about taxes. Under the Reagan administration, they did that great study, and this is back in the 80s, and they did find out, where were the income tax money going to. The vast majority was going to pay the debt on the illegal, privately owned banking cartel with Federal Reserve. So most people, again, don't realize that we're paying interest. We don't control credit currency. The founders had warned about that. So we're paying interest to a private banking cartel. We don't control our currency. It's mind-blowing. So this is the system we're in, and it is working. Everything's working. It's to bring it down piece by piece.
Are you enjoying the DEI training that you're getting at your workplace?
It's very low key. Of course, I don't enjoy it, but I think I shared with you privately. My response that I sent via VPN to avoid their app. But it's low key. The good thing that's happened in my company is that they had a CEO that was visionary. He expanded the company, and he left on good terms. And so when he left, it's privately owned, which also eliminates a lot of idiocy. So they unfortunately only added the DEI director after they had a think tank group after George Floyd death. I didn't join the group. I didn't try. So I didn't think I wasn't going to do. But as a result of that, their solution was one thing that you could do in a company is fix the DEI department. The good thing that's happened after the CEO left is that they chopped a lot of heads of upper executives. So the DEI director now has to do some real work. So this person has a lot less time to cause division and destruction. So that's really good. That this person's actually doing some things that are constructive and not just destructive.